Hey everyone, and welcome to our first grad chat of the for the year. Really, I am going to be your host today. My name is Nate Alcorn, and we are coming to you live from Clemson, South Carolina, where we have several awesome panelists today that are all part of the Clemson Student Affairs program, here to educate you and help you along with your graduate program search. So we have a long list of questions today, but also we want to encourage you to send us your questions as well throughout the next hour that we'll be with you, and we will do our best to get to those, answer them for you, and really hope we can share our experiences for you as you head along on this search. So first things first, I want to introduce all of our awesome panelists. So we'll say our names, hometowns, undergrads, and our current assistantships. I'll get us started here. And then we'll just move down the line. So again, my name is Nate Alcorn. I am from Fort Collins, Colorado, did my undergrad at Northern Arizona University, and I am a graduate community director for University Housing and Dining. Andy, how about you go next there?
Hey everyone, I'm Andy Kutcher. I am a second-year grad from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Did my undergrad at the University of Iowa, and my GA-ship is in the Office of Community and Ethical Standards, which is Clemson's Student Conduct Office.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Smith. I'm a second-year graduate student. I'm originally from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, and I did my undergrad at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. My current assistantship is in University Housing and Dining. I serve as the graduate assistant for advising.
Hey everyone, I'm Chelsea. I am originally from Lincoln, Rhode Island. I'm a first year in the program, and I did my undergrad at Hofstra University, which is on Long Island in New York. And my graduate assistantship is with Civic Engagement in the Gantt Center for Student Life.
Hey everyone, my name's Christina Perez, and I'm a second year in the program here. I am originally from Whittier, California, and did my undergrad at Cal State Fullerton, and my assistantship is with Residential Life doing training and development.
Hey everyone, my name is Fred Tugas. I'm a first year here in the Student Affairs program. I also work with the University Housing and Dining Res Life, and I am the GA for recruitment and selection.
Hey everyone, I'm Suzanne Jasmine. I am from Concord, North Carolina. I did my undergrad at the University of North Carolina, and I'm currently a GA here in academic advising.
Hello everyone, my name is Shay Alvey. I'm originally from San Diego, California, and I went to San Diego State University, and I'm currently the graduate assistant for sustainability within housing and dining.
Excellent. Again, thank you all for making it onto this call and taking time out of, I know, our very, very busy schedules here in graduate school life. So we have our first question, and I'm going to lob it up for Suzanne. So what were you looking in your grad program search? Suzanne, can you answer that for us?
Sure, thanks, Nate. So basically, when I started my grad search search for a graduate program, I was really looking for something that was practice-focused, and in particular, I wanted a counseling aspect to the program as well. And I definitely found that with Clemson. But one thing that I think was really important to me was also having a family feel to the program, and I didn't really get that until I started interviewing at different programs, and Clemson really stood out to me as a unit that the faculty really know all the students well, and the students all, hang out with each other. And that was really important to me as well, because I was really nervous about the transition from undergrad to grad school. So that was something else that I was looking for and that was important to me. And Clemson really stepped up to the plate. I really, really enjoyed my time at the interview weekend. And that's really what sold me on this program. But I understand there's a lot of components. I really appreciate, now that I'm here at Clemson, how awesome our faculty are. Not only are they really connected with us, but they're connected very much within the student affairs community. And that wasn't something I necessarily looked for, but I think looking back, I think it is something important to look for in your grad search process, and something to consider. And that I appreciate that I happened to end up at a program with faculty that were well connected.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Suzanne. Does anyone else want to add to that? Maybe we can go to Christina coming from regionally very far away.
Yeah, so I knew that for me, I definitely wanted somewhere where I would feel connected. I was looking for a program that had a cohort because I kind of wanted to have people to share this experience with, which has definitely been totally worth it. I'm grateful for my cohort. And I was definitely looking for something that was kind of further away from home and different. So my undergrad was a large commuter school where only maybe 1,000 students lived on campus. So I was really looking for something that was a little more different in a different area. And Clemson was definitely that, but it's given me a much more diverse experience as far as the types of institutions that I've worked with.
Awesome. Does anyone else want to answer that question before we move on? Have any awesome insight for us? Well, great. We'll just head on to our next question then. So thinking about the academic side, what are classes at Clemson like, and what types of courses do we take here in our program? And Andy, I'm going to have you start us off with this question.
Sure. Our program here at Clemson is very much what I would consider a hybrid program. We take a lot of courses that are very counseling focused and give us those great skills to work one-on-one or with groups of students. And we also take a lot of courses that are really practically based, things that are going to help us in our careers, navigating campus politics, learning what to do when there's a crisis, as well as the theoretical basis that really helps you become a really good student affairs practitioner.
Thanks so much, Andy. Brittany, would you like to add to that answer? Brittany, do you want to add on to the question about classes?
Did you say meaning? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it was just freezing up a bit. So yeah, I'll definitely echo what Andy said. We definitely have very practical-based classes, very hybrid-focused in terms of having a lot of administrative classes when it comes to like assessment and research, and some of like the more administrative focuses of higher ed. And we also get a lot of the counseling. So we learn counseling theories, counseling skills, even jump into like the multicultural counseling, so learning about what identity means for our students and for us as we become student affairs professionals. They're very much engaging classroom environments. Depending on your year and what semester you're in, you'll usually have 2 or 3 classes a week. They're about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so the professors definitely try to keep them as engaging as possible, doing a lot of interactive activities and having some really meaningful discussion. We have really amazing professors in our program, and we're very fortunate to have that. I think the academics is a huge asset to what we do, and especially the counseling piece, getting some of that clinical education as well from those faculty. And so I think that is kind of unique to our program and really beneficial.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brittany. I think we're to our first question from social media. Do we have any yet, Christina? All right. Well, we'll just keep on moving then. So I want to really look into the transition from undergrad or wherever your current situation is to graduate school. As we all know, that is a very active transition. It's something that we all go through in one way or another in a lot of different ways. So what are some of the challenges y'all faced? Chelsea, would you like to start us off?
Sure. So I kind of had a different transition, I think, than a lot of graduate students typically have. So I didn't go right from my undergrad to graduate school. I did work professionally first. And I feel like a lot of times what happens when people are looking into a program like this is they say to themselves, oh, I was so involved in college, I was an RA, I was an orientation leader, it seems like it would be a really good fit for me, and someone kind of approaches you with this idea that student affairs can be a career and you can really make something out of what you love. And I was really involved in my undergrad, but I was also a very passionate journalism student. So for me, it was important to go out and get a year of experience in that field before transitioning into student affairs, because I wanted to make sure that student affairs was definitely what I wanted, and to kind of make sure that it was going to be a decision that I was comfortable with. And so that transition is kind of interesting, because when you do go into graduate school, you get nervous about whether you will be able to do okay in classes. You know, I took a year off. Am I still going to remember how to take notes? Am I going to remember how to read a textbook? You kind of get nervous about those things. But I think it's kind of like riding a bike. The second you get into that classroom, especially when it's something that you're really passionate about. So I would say if you are not 100% on the student affairs field and you think that you want to work ahead of time, that's totally fine. But if you're somebody who is, yes, I'm ready to jump into student affairs, that's a great route as well. And I think that for those people who kind of are on the cusp, feel free to take an internship before you come to graduate school. I did that. I did a NOTA internship before I came, and it was perfect for me going into graduate school. It got me back into student affairs mode. So I would just say take as many opportunities and as much time as you need with that transition.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Shay, would you like to add some of your expert knowledge about your transition?
Absolutely, yeah. So I did come from San Diego, clear across the country. So that was definitely a big transition socially for me, especially after living there for my entire life, spending the first 22 years. You know, gaining that network, building friendships, all that kind of stuff, and leaving behind my family and a lot of the things that I had come to got to be familiar with. So being here was definitely a tough transition, of course, at first, but really being a part of the cohort model and having people around you who do have your best interests in mind, who are going through the same things, like that was very, very important to me. And the transition got a whole lot easier once I was able to trust people and really really kind of be vulnerable and just really take this experience for what it's worth. For those of you who are thinking of changing geographical areas or different cultures, just embrace it. I mean, you want to change for something different. At least that's what I was looking for. So just allowing yourself to say, you know what, there are different cultures that are around. There are different aspects to all different geographical areas, and it doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different. And that's one of the big ways that I've learned a whole lot throughout my program. And so the transition was helpful for me once I embraced that aspect and was able to say, you know what, let's take this for all it's got, all it's worth, and really embrace and latch on to the grad experience.
Excellent. Thank you so much. For anyone who came directly, they graduated in May and they found themselves taking classes just a few months later here at Clemson, would they like to speak to that transition at all? If I could just see a hand and I will call on you. Not everyone at once. Andy, go for it. Thank you.
Sure. I came straight from undergrad to graduate school and found the transition academically to be a big transition, but one that that I was able to work through with help of the current second years who were above us in our program. They were great, just providing some insight to what class was really like. And I think the thing that you may find is that, at least this is what I found, was that I was so much more passionate about what I was learning in the classroom, and just, it was what I was doing every day. It was applicable to me, and it just made classwork so much more easier. Also, coming from, I'll echo what Shay said, coming across the country can be scary. I know it was a little bit of a culture shock coming from the Midwest to the South, even though there are some similarities there. But like you said, you just got to embrace it and really look to enjoy it and to learn the most of what you can from that culture that you're transposing yourself into.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk all the time about drinking the Kool-Aid, am I right? Always want to be drinking the orange Kool-Aid. I think that really helped me with my own transition here to Clemson, just really willing to embrace that all-in mentality and say this is a part of me, this is part of my identity, and saying yes to things, and then finding my balance and finding my place here. That really helped me. All right, so our next question here. So what are some professional development opportunities available to graduate students at Clemson? Fred, would you like to answer that for us? You don't have to answer it. Would you like to?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there you are. There we are.
Awesome. So there's a lot of really great professional development opportunities here. Suzanne's going to speak a little bit later about SPA, which is our Student Personnel Association, which really gives us a foundation for professional development. But what's really great about our program and really unique is that our faculty are very involved in professional associations. On the statewide level, we have the South Carolina College Personnel Association, SECPA. We have a number of graduate students that attend the conference, as well as serve on the SECPA board. We have SAGSA here in the Southeast region, which is the Southern Association for College Student Affairs. One of our faculty members, Tony Cawthon, is the current president of SAGSA. So it kind of serves the Southeast region of the U.S. And so that's a really great opportunity for graduate students to network on a smaller level that's not as big as NASPA and ACPA. And obviously we do have NASPA and ACPA that a lot of our graduate students go to, get involved in knowledge communities and different committees on the national level, and our faculty as well are also serving on national boards as well. So Dr. Cawthon is current director of research for ACPA, and Dr. Pam Havis currently serves on the NASPA ACPA Professional Competencies Board that really guides our profession. And so it's really great to have leaders in our classroom that are also leaders in the field as well. Beyond that, we also have a TPE ambassador for the placement exchange, and we also have a graduate associate through NASPA. So whether it's locally, statewide, regionally, or nationally, there's a lot of great professional development opportunities for Clemson students as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fred. Suzanne, would you like to add on to Fred's answer there?
Sure. As Fred mentioned, I'm involved with our Student Personnel Association, and I'm the Vice President for Professional Development. And so I organize professional development events here on campus. So Fred mentioned some of the events outside of campus, but here we work a lot with some of our student affairs officers, such as our Dean of Students, Associate Dean of Students, to put on professional development events like workshops and also networking events to get to know different people around campus, which is really useful. We're also looking at working with some surrounding student personnel type associations at other universities to create more opportunities for our members to present and get some professional development experience locally before going to some of the bigger conferences like NASPA and ACPA, like Fred talked about. But I'm always have an open ear and want to hear what y'all have ideas for. So we're continuously just developing more professional opportunities for our students.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Suzanne. We're talking a lot about associations. We actually have our own association right here within our program, one of a club, a different way to get involved, a couple of them, in fact. First being the Student Personnel Association, or short for SPA. No, we don't have a real SPA here on Clemson's campus, but we have a club SPA, and Shay is our outgoing president, and he would love to tell you more about it.
Thanks for the Pam reference. Good job. So yeah, as Nate said, I'm the outgoing president for Student Personnel Association, which really serves as a hub for professional development as well as social engagement. Since we tend to be throughout the weeks a little bit disconnected with our different assistantships and other things, SPA gives us an opportunity to connect as a cohort, which is a really valuable experience. As Suzanne mentioned, we are kind of charged with the professional development aspect of the program, not the whole aspect, but we do provide that from publishing workshops to grant writing to job search. It really runs the gamut. It's really it's really composed by the suggestions of the members as well, and we also will organize different social events, so different welcome barbecues that will allow people to to get engaged and meet new people in their programs. We arrange the tailgates. We have a block seating. So if engaging in the football culture is something that you are interested in, which I would definitely highly recommend, that is something that we will definitely provide, as well as different social outings. We have one that was yesterday, which was just kind of like a more of like an artistic sense, but we've also done different trips to amusement parks and all this kinds of stuff. So it's a really awesome organization, awesome association that does span across the country, and it's a great way to get involved and get connected with your cohort members.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shay. Chi Sigma Alpha is also another organization within our program. Christina, would you like to talk to us a little bit about what Chi Sigma Alpha has to offer?
Yeah, so Chi Sigma Alpha is an honor society for student affairs student, and also includes some of our faculty and doctoral students in the Ed Leadership program. So it's just an opportunity to recognize students who have done well academically, who've been involved on campus in different leadership roles. And so we take members once a year. Currently, I serve as the Director of Professional Development, and we just kind of help out our grads whenever we can throughout the year.
Awesome. I really appreciate that, Christina. Moving on to our next question. We'll see if we can get a couple different perspectives in here for what you can expect for your academic experiences to look like. And Fred, I would like to go back to you for this question to talk about kind of what academically your first years looked like.
Yeah, so for someone that has been here for 2 semesters now, since I started here in the summer with 1 full fall semester, it's been really great to kind of see the academic experience. For first years, we focus a lot on student development theory and student services, so kind of learning the functional areas, learning about the theories as well. Some first years have the opportunity to take multicultural counseling, but that is a required course of our program. There's a lot of reflection involved. We work with and developed a professional philosophy that we revisit in our second year, and so the first years have kind of just completed that process. The great thing about our program is that an assistantship is required for our program, so those experiences are really brought into the classroom, and our experience in the classroom is very discussion based, and we talk a lot about some of the interactions we've had. We talk a lot about theory to practice, about applying theories based on our experiences in our assistantship, and so that's a really great opportunity as well. I think furthermore, the nice thing is that if you talk with our faculty about your intentions and what your goals are, there are a lot of great opportunities to customize your program. We have the opportunity to do independent studies if that is something you're interested in. Some master students are also able to take some doctoral classes as well. Students that are looking to go into the faculty route may have that option. And then we have 400 hours worth of field experiences as well, which I think was one of the biggest things that drew me to Clemson, was that we have a 100-hour practicum and then 2 150-hour internships. So we really focus on that practice-based piece, and I'm sure a second year can expand on some of the experiences that it looks like in the next year.
Absolutely, Fred, and I'd be happy to do that. Your second year really builds upon what you've learned in your first year. First year really builds that base as far as that theoretical groundwork in both your counseling classes and your student affairs theory, and really with the terms and intro to student affairs, we kind of take that to the next level in your second year, and you really start to get more technical. I know one class that we all took together that we all just finished up was legal issues in higher education, which is very important for us as constant legal climate. I think it was very educational for all of our students in our class just to get that foundational knowledge, and as any second year student would say, that our professor Howard would tell us about every single legal situation, it depends. So there's no yes or no answer, and it's really important for that, and then for our multicultural counseling class, as well as our research class, everything really is feeding into it, and you can see how it's all building up to the point from using what we've learned theoretically and what we've practiced in the field, in our assistantships and our internships, and really beginning to translate that And Fred hit on that practical field experience again. Super important. Internships become a big part of your second year. It's really important to kind of be strategic and see what you might enjoy, what can also really benefit and strengthen your resume and strengthen you as a professional and really get you ready for that big bad job search that us second years are right on the cusp of. All right, so we'll move into our next question as we are just hauling right along here. What is it like to be part of the cohort, and what do we do for fun? I know a girl out there who likes to have a lot of fun. Chelsea, can you, and I don't mean that bad, can you tell us about, like, what do we do as a group together that's a lot of fun?
Nate intentionally said something funny before I went on to talk because he knows that when he says things on this Google Hangout that I can't usually control my laughter, but I'm doing a really good job with that right now. Anyway, so being a part of this cohort, everyone's going to kill me for saying this, but it's like a family because it really is. You have the second years who are literally like your big brother and your big sister. They will help you with your classwork. They will tell you what you actually need to read. They'll tell you how long your final is going to take. But then they're also there to lend an ear if you're struggling with your graduate assistantship. If there's something you feel like you can't handle, they're always there to help you. And then I think within your first year cohort that, you know, those become the people that you are taking the student affairs journey with. So they are able to just be there with you along the way through all the happy moments and the difficult moments. No matter what, they're there. In terms of what we do for having fun, of course, during the fall, it's tailgate season, so that is the big one. We tailgate together, we eat together, we fellowship together. It's wonderful, it's amazing. It's just automatic built-in time with all of your friends, so that's great. Football game day is amazing. That's big for us. There's karaoke on Tuesday nights that a lot of us go to. Shout out to Nate. I'm pretty sure he was at karaoke last night. He sang some good songs, I heard. So that's big for us. And then, of course, there's a lot of nearby towns. I know that a bunch of second years went to Asheville yesterday, Asheville, North Carolina. There's some breweries up there. Greenville's nearby, lots of shopping, things like that. So there's just a lot of stuff that you can kind of go do and explore, which is awesome. And everyone's really always up for a road trip or a night out. There are some great people in this cohort who are awesome at the work-life balance. So after you've had a really long day or you've just finished a really hard paper, they're going to tell you, let's go, we need to go and just hang out, and it'll all be good. And I'm sure there's a million other fun things that I'm missing right now, but just know that when you are in this cohort, you are in it with some pretty amazing people, and you will have lots of laughs and smiles and lots of memories, which we all love.
Oh, love the heartfelt answer, Chelsea. Appreciate it. And you hung in tight there despite our very hilarious group chat. So thank you for that. I kind of want to lob it up to his second year. We know Shay, Mr. Social himself, is just dying to answer this question too. Like, Shay, what do we do for fun? Do you have anything to add on top of what Chelsea just said there?
Well, I think Chelsea did a great job putting out like a lot of the stuff that we do. There's a lot of foodies here, so going out and checking out the local fair that's here. The barbecue in South Carolina is unreal. Shout out to Smoking Pig. I think just some other things that we'll do is just kind of do the normal stuff that you would do with your college friends. Go to the movies, lots of nights indoors. Binging on Netflix, all that kind of stuff. And it's really great because you're going through these social things with people who are experiencing the same stuff. So if there's times where you just need to vent or whatever, there are people who can empathize with you and see what's up. Yeah, I think getting out is a good thing. Clemson is a small town, so if you're from an area that is bigger or in a more metropolitan setting, going out to Charleston, which is 4 hours away, Atlanta or Charlotte, Charleston is 4 hours away, Atlanta, Charlotte are about 2 hours away, Asheville is about 2 hours away. I mean, there are some really cool areas that we can go to. Clemson has its sweet spots as well, but I think just making sure that you're able to do the things that you want. I think a couple other things that are maybe a hidden gem at Clemson is the lake that we have around here. We have campus outdoor recreation that they do a lot of stuff as far as like paddleboarding, kayaking, all that kind of stuff. So if you're outdoorsy, enjoy hikes, all that kind of stuff, it's a great place to be.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Shay. I really appreciated that answer. Yeah, there's anything, whether you want to go far or stay right in our own backyard. We have a ton of stuff to do. And really, you know, we don't have to go to the lake. We don't have to go and sing karaoke. That there's always some fun going on, whether you just want to hang out with friends. Just on campus or off campus, we're all a very social group and fun to hang out with, and just a great little family. So yeah, let's do another question here. Cool. So I think we're still pretty dry on social media, which that's cool. No problem there. We'll just keep on rolling. I'm sure everyone's too busy watching the video to tweet, so we'll just kind of take those later. I would like to just know, like, what makes our program special, and I think this is really a big answer that a lot of us can add to, and I'd like to just get everyone's thoughts on this. Let's start off with Andy himself, and we'll move down the line there again.
So what makes our program special? I could probably talk for days about what makes our program special, so I'll focus on one thing. What makes our program special are the people here. The faculty here really care about your success, your learning. They want you to go out and be good professionals, and they want you to have an enjoyable experience here. And that same goes for the practitioners who work on Clemson's campus. Everyone is really here to make sure that you're successful, that you have a great graduate experience, and that you can learn the skills that you need to go out and be a good professional. So I think the people here is really what makes our program special. Also, I need to give a shout out to Chelsea's mom who's watching. Hi, Chelsea's mom.
My mom's watching too. Hey, Mom. Mom shout-outs. So, I mean, Andy stole the words right out of my mouth. I was definitely going to say that people make a huge difference. So whether it comes from our cohort members, our supervisors and our assistantships, and our faculty members, pretty amazing folks. I think Clemson is also unique in that they really do want us to be successful and give us as many opportunities as we want to take on in order to be successful. There's really like absolutely everything under the sun that you can do here in terms of student affairs, and that people are always willing to give you those opportunities if you want them. So when it comes to that internship and practicum experience, I think that is super unique to our program and really makes us makes you a viable candidate when you leave this space and go on to job search. And I think it makes us that much more confident that we have all that experience. And so I think the folks at Clemson really want us to be successful.
So I feel like the common theme here is people, and that really is what makes our program special, because there are so many different capacities that is true. So whether that be the people that you're in this cohort with for academic reasons, or whether that be the people who are helping you with your assistantship or your classes that are making that transition easier, I think that there are also people in this program that are really your friends for life. My roommate, who I literally met at interview days, is napping on the couch in front of me, and she will definitely be somebody that I know for the rest of my life who will support me as a friend and as a professional. And I think that's the case for a lot of people in this cohort, for a lot of different people in this cohort. These aren't just people that you work with or that you go to class with. They're people that you just really grow to love and appreciate. And so I think that being in a program where you can really feel supported and feel like you are a part of something, even if you are really far away from home, or if you're doing something completely different that you never expected, that the people here will really give you that kind of relationship.
So I think I love about this, and people have said it, and I just don't think we can say it enough, is that like people talk about the Clemson family, and I think this cohort and the people here really make that a reality. And so you have these really incredible people with different experiences from different parts of the country who kind of get thrown together to go through this kind of wild and crazy journey that is altogether wonderful, and I love it. And I just could not imagine doing it with anyone else. These people here have been some of the most supportive people, whether it's laughing and having a good time, or whether it's I'm like kind of a hot mess and need to get off the struggle bus. Like they're there to help me out, which has been so great. And I think what's even cooler is that it doesn't stop after, I don't know if cooler is a word, I just made that up, whatever. But it doesn't stop here. We'll go to conferences or we'll connect with people and they might see a tiger paw on a name tag or see that you're from Clemson. It's like, oh my gosh, I went to Clemson, so where are you now? You're doing internships? Like, let me help you out with your internship search for the summer. Or you're about to grad search? Call me sometime. Here's my card. We'll practice interviews. I'll look over your resume. I'll let you know if something opens up. Like, everyone is just so supportive, and it extends beyond this campus. And here, people are very intentional with helping make sure that we have an awesome experience. And we have really great opportunities to not only gain a lot, but also give back to the university. So it's been so great to be here, and it's so weird to think that we graduate in less than 5 months. Sorry to be that out there, my second years. But I am so glad that I came here, and the decision process was hard to kind of decide where I was going to end up, but I would never change my decision for anything.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of expand on what Christina talked about with the network. I just think it's such a great opportunity when you go to different conferences, whether locally, regionally, or nationally. Clemson is such a well-known name, and when people see that tiger paw, whether you're in student affairs or not, it's just a really great brand to go out there with and graduate from an institution with so much pride and so much tradition as well. It's really great because we have such a diverse amount of alumni and that are all across the nation as well. A lot of them go into a lot of diverse fields through different functional areas. Some have gone into the faculty route as well. So there's such a broad range, and the diversity of the alumni network really helps us in kind of that job search piece. I remember being able to go to NASPA and going to the Clemson social before I was admitted to the program, or before I entered the program, and so it was a really great opportunity to see years and years of alumni that are still connected with Clemson and are still willing to come back even decades later. So that's a pretty incredible piece as well.
And I would definitely echo what everyone said, but I think something new is the quality of our faculty. I mean, I think that that's just such an amazing component to our program. We have our cohort mom and dad, Pam and Tony. They are really in the best interest in our life, and we'll just have life chats. It's definitely one of those things that is amazing to experience. I mean, the fact that we can call our faculty by their first names is, it doesn't seem like a big thing, but when our faculty are people who dominate the room in national conferences and are really respected in our field, it means a whole lot. And they've been through the ringer as far as what this field can present, and so they really prepare you, and it shows in the graduates with the alumni network that Fred and Christina mentioned, that this program really produces an amazing field of quality graduates and alumni. So it's I think it's a testament to our faculty and their ability to prepare us, put us through real life situations, help us process through some of the transitions that we're going through, and really just be there for us and look at us as colleagues and not students, because that's really that's what we are going to be. So that's a really crucial component for us.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with everyone that the people are really special, but something else that I've really found unique about Clemson is we're very self-sustaining, and the Student Affairs Division is really supportive of everyone. Pretty much all of our assistantships are at Clemson except for one out of almost 70 people, and I just been so impressed with how welcoming the Student Affairs Division is. I technically work in academic affairs, but it's very easy to get connected with people in the division, and I've really just appreciated that aspect of being at Clemson, and just having the opportunity to do all the practicums and the internship opportunities has been great to network with people around campus, and everyone's willing to help you out, and so I've found that to be special as well.
Yeah, I really think you all said it just perfectly. You can really find what you're looking for at Clemson. I truly believe that. And I really believe in the practical aspect is we're training ourselves to become professionals in this field, and our program does an exceptional job of that, of making us scholars and prepared academically, but really emphasizing the fact that in a short amount of time, we're going to be job searching and we're going to be looking to be the future of this field. And as Christina said, in just 5 short months, we'll be on our way. So as we count down towards graduation, I really am feeling more and more prepared and excited for graduation, but also I'm going to miss this group a whole lot, and I hope that all of y'all are looking to apply to our program, and if there are any questions throughout your entire application process, know that you can reach out to us in many different ways, whether that's over any social media or emails or through our CU-GARS social media forums, or again, Pam and Tony, who are the best resources out of all of us. That's pretty much all we have time for today. I just want to finish with one last thing, a grad chat tradition. And a Clemson tradition of ending on a cadence count. So when y'all are ready, if we want to unmute, and I will count us out here. Yeah, as soon as you see those little microphones come off. Woo! Class of 2015. Let's do it. CLBM in cadence count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was awful.
That was awful. So again, thank you all who are currently watching. Shout out to Michael Carroll supporting our group from far, far away, a recent alumni. We really appreciate all of you that are supporting us and very interested in our program. We cannot wait to meet you. We're excited. Thank you so much for coming and playing with us today here on Grad Chat. Yeah, so everyone else want to say goodbye, and thanks so much for watching. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Woo!
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.